Well, the Waterfowl Warmup is just around the corner, and no one better to explain what that is all about than the Vice President of the Alberta Conservation Association, Ken Kranrod. Ken, first of all, thanks so much for taking a little time and chatting with us today.
No problem at all, Michael. Glad to chat about a great event.
Yeah, absolutely. Maybe give us a little bit of background. What is the idea behind the Waterfowl Warmup?
The idea basically started quite a number of years back as essentially just a fun, low key, casual affair to get people together doing something that's very interesting. The easiest way to explain it is golf with shotguns, basically, which is always a lot of fun. But just a way to get folks out for the majority of a day, usually toward the end of the week, um, get them together. All for a good cause, having some fun, having a good lunch and whatnot, and raising money for the Report a Poacher program.
Yeah, that's I guess underlining that's the real benefit to this kind of a program. It is a significant fundraiser for Report a Poacher. Talk a little bit about that. Who runs it? Why do we need it?
The program was created basically to be a tool to help fish and wildlife officers in doing the work that they do. It's essentially an outdoor observer program. And from what I recall, actually, that was actually the name of it if you go back far enough. Be an outdoor observer. Some of the more experienced listeners will remember that name. But nonetheless, that's what it was all about. It was to provide an anonymous call in tool, although now it's evolved to include texting and actual email submissions and whatnot, changing with the times. But it was meant to be an anonymous tool that anybody could use. If you see something suspicious, you don't know what's going on, or it's very obvious what is going on, it allows anybody to submit that information through a 1-800 phone line as well as online, um, to get that information into the hands of the officers so that they can follow up with that and hopefully catch the bad guys.
So the money raised with the waterfowl warm up, does that go towards just running the program itself, or does that go towards providing reward money to tips that come in that at the end of the day end up catching the poachers?
It's actually a supplementary source of income. Everything that you mentioned there about the monies for the rewards for the anonymous tips that come in, as well as monies for helping out with the program, that's actually all provided by Alberta Conservation Association directly out of our annual budget. We started this program basically, the main reason was there was a Report a Poacher education trailer that a lot of your listeners have probably seen over the years. It attends events like boat and sportsman shows and local events like horn scoring and outdoor events and whatnot. And basically, it was getting a little long in the tooth. It needed some upgrading, some updating, and whatnot. Essentially, a whole new trailer. And so, quite a number of years back, we recognized that. And that's a significant expense, as you can imagine. And so we started scoping it out, and we got some generous sponsors actually to provide a great deal on the trailer. And then there was Interpipeline back in the day. They actually kicked in a fair amount of money to help purchase that trailer. But then it all had to be designed inside and whatnot, all the displays, et cetera, et cetera. And all of that cost money, like everything does. And so that was around the same time that we were thinking about this opportunity came up to actually keep an event going, Waterfowl Warmup out at Beaver Hill Sporting Clays. And we thought, let's put two and two together and keep this event going and make it directly supporting Report a Poacher because we needed some funds for this trailer. And that's what it did. And we were able to get the new trailer, get it all kitted out. And that's what people see now, or have for a number of years actually, out at a lot of events around the province. And we actually shifted those duties over a few years ago to Alberta Hunter Education Instructors Association, or AHIA for short. And they took over the operation of the trailer, taking it around to a lot of events. So they really do an excellent job of providing that education to the general public in all different forums and whatnot. So really hats off to AHIA for really stepping up and making sure that that trailer is a very useful resource.
So, what could folks expect? Those that, and we'll talk about how the how to get involved with waterfowl. But what can they expect for a day out at the Beaver Hills Sporting Clays facility, Ken?
It starts off, I'm just checking the schedule here at 10 o'clock. That's kind of the general check-in and whatnot. And we'll have a number of exhibitors that want to come out and be part of the event there. So you can check out those. There's always coffee and muffins to kind of get the fire going in the furnace in the morning and whatnot. We also have one thing that's become a bit of a unique feature, if you will, of the event is shotgun demo stations. So we'll have I believe this year at least two shotgun manufacturers will have their reps out there, and they'll have the latest models of their shotguns that not only can you look at and check out and hear about the new improvements and whatnot, but being that we're out at the range, you can actually run some shells through them as well. So that's really nice and provides a very interesting, useful, and kind of a unique experience for all the participants there. So there's basically shotgun demoing going on during the first part of the day. And then once we get closer to the lunch hour, we have a hot lunch provided there on site for all the participants. And then right around a little bit after lunch, say 12:30 or so, that's when we actually get the shoot going. And like I said before, when I mentioned golf with shotguns, it's basically that format. Beaver Hill Sporting Clays is a great facility located east of Edmonton, and it's all out in natural aspen forest and whatnot. It has different stations, just like the holes on a golf course, and everybody positions them out where you're basically told will be your starting position. And then there's literally, pun intended, a shotgun start. And then everybody starts shooting. And it's just like you may have seen, for those not familiar with it, if you've ever heard of trap or skeet with shotgun sports, like they're doing at the Olympics and whatnot, where clays, the little discs, get thrown out and you shoot them basically. And hopefully you hit as many as you possibly can.
All right. So, if folks are interested in getting involved, Ken, how many teams, first of all, can you handle? Talk about the registration process and costs associated with coming out.
Sure, we have. I mean, I don't want to say the sky's the limit and whatnot, but there's definitely a room for as many teams as possible. We like to see about 20 teams out there because, given the size of the course, if you got 20 teams with four people per team, then you have a good group and whatnot. And that's usually what we get every year. And the cost for entry, we tailor this to more of a corporate situation. There's lots of events out there where individuals can go and shoot and whatnot, especially people that are cost conscious. This is not exactly that, and I just say that to give people forewarning. If they're interested in finding out more about it, they go online. All you really have to do is Google waterfowl warm up, throw Alberta in there for good measure, and it'll probably come up on the ACA website. Um, and they'll see the costs there. Basically, we have three different levels. The two main ones being the corporate sponsorship levels, because it is a sponsored event, which is meant to raise money. So we don't want to just cover our costs. There's a lot of events out there that are just, they want to break even, but we're trying to raise money for Report a Poacher. So we have to cover the costs and then go a little bit beyond. The top billing is a $5,000 spot that basically is a title sponsor. And right now we have two companies in there, Animal Damage Control, as well as Alberta Professional Outfitter Society. They stepped up big time to help the event go ahead because we always need those big donors. And then there's basically another sponsorship level right below that, which is a $3,000 sponsorship. And that right now, that is Taskmaster Technologies out of Nisku, as well as a longtime supporter, Yeti Rough Rider, which is in the oil field service and supply business. And then we have another category, though, for people that still want to participate, whether you're just a group of friends or a company that maybe you got to really watch the bottom line as far as cost goes. And that's a $2,000 entry, which gets you in everything as all the other teams get. Just there's really no sponsorship associated with that. So,
And the date?
the date is Friday, August 16th. Definitely sign up this week, or feel free to give me a call or an email. My contact information is on the site there, and we'll go from there.
All right, we'll leave it there, Ken. Best of luck with the event, as you've indicated, for such a great cause, and look forward to hearing it, whether or not you actually hit any targets. I've seen you shoot.
Yeah, let's just leave it there.
Thank you, Ken.
All right. Thank you, Michael.